Good morning. I'm Laura Detweiler, Recreation and Senior Services Director with the City of Newport Beach, and with me is Councilmember Joy Brenner, who's going to share some thoughts about her involvement here at Grant Howald Park over the years. Joy?
Thank you, Laura. I'm really excited to be here today because this is my fourth ceremony here at the CYC for our community improvements. I was here for the initial groundbreaking when we built the CYC, the ribbon cutting when we opened the CYC. We did the groundbreaking for this new improvement of the playground area, and now we're here for the ribbon cutting. So it's been a wonderful journey, and this place has been so important to our community. I'm just really excited to be here today and excited to talk about the community involvement that led to this opening today.
I'm Laura Detweiler, Recreation and Senior Services Director with the City of Newport Beach, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you here to Grant Howald Park. Needless to say, we're thrilled to be at this point in time standing here. Obviously, we've got some really anxious customers that are ready for us to get out of the way, cut the ribbon. I was talking with Heather Ignaton yesterday, our Parks, Beaches, and Recreation Chair, just about the project and today, and we were talking about how special this feels, and we were talking about why it feels so special. And this project moved along very quickly in city years, comparably to some other projects. And the neat thing about it is everybody that's worked on it has been here from beginning to end. And so I think it's generated a tremendous amount of pride and ownership. Everybody knows how valuable these projects are to the community. So it's just been a really fun project. We've had an incredible team that has worked so closely together to see it come to fruition. So I think also too, because of Walt Howald, who is on our PBR commission right now, this park is named after him. So there's just some really special things that have all come together for us to be standing here today. So I want to thank you for being here and thank you for being a part of it. When I look around, I think about all of the people that are really involved in this project, and it's all of you. And it takes an army to complete projects like these that are complex, but also try to hang on to the character of this park and what it's meant for the community, but really find ways to improve it. So we're thrilled to be here. Thank you for being a part of it. Today you're going to hear from our mayor, Brad Avery. You're going to hear from Councilmember Joy Brenner, also our Parks, Beaches, and Recreation Chair, Heather Ignaton. We're going to do some ribbon cuttings. We're going to take some pictures. We also have a plaque to unveil. So we've got some fun stuff to do. We've got some giveaways, refreshments, and then we're going to let the kids play. So adults are allowed too. Everybody's very interested in going down the slide, so please don't be afraid. You're welcome to do that. It's very fast, so be prepared for that. So at this point, please make a warm welcome for the Honorable Mayor of Newport Beach, Mr. Brad Avery.
One of the questions I get when, people see you in a restaurant, I've been noticed like 3 times as mayor in a restaurant over the last year, but when that happens, they always ask, are you having fun? And it's always a very nuanced answer, but I will tell you, this is the fun part. This is the fun part, and I want to thank every parent here for bringing the kids because the park isn't anything without families, without children enjoying it, without adults recreating, having a great time. And so it really boils down to that. And we make a big deal out of our buildings. We've got 65 parks in this town, but it doesn't matter if people aren't using those buildings and they're for a purpose like a library, or a park like this gets reimagined into something that's even more useful and provides more enjoyment for the public and all of our residents. So it's a good day. Walt Howald, Grant's son, is fishing in Alaska, so I'm going to take some liberty with his family history because I think we only have three parks in Newport Beach that are named after people, and there are 65 parks, as I mentioned, in the system. And those people are Bob Henry. I think we all know who Bob was. Newport Beach police officer who gave his life in the line of duty. John Wayne. We all know who John Wayne was, and he was a great resident of our town and greatly enjoyed this city. He was into boating, loved the harbor, had a beautiful home overlooking the harbor. And he was regularly out there greeting people as they went by every Christmas parade. And Grant Howald. And so I just want to give a little background because it's important to understand the amount of commitment it takes to safeguard something like this, to get something like this started, and the kind of person that does it. So I'll start off with his life. During World War II, Grant Howald was employed by Douglas Aircraft in Kansas, where he worked on the development of the B-17 bomber and helped develop the first pinpoint bomb sites used in the war. In 1948, Grant, with his wife Inez and son Walter, moved from Valley Center, Kansas to Corona del Mar. He soon became the local postmaster. In 1953, he helped organize the massive Boy Scout Jamboree. And from this experience, Grant became convinced that Newport's youth needed a recreational gathering place. And through his city and Irvine Company connections, he managed to obtain this 3.1-acre site that we're standing on now as a home for his vision. And in 1954, it was developed as a park and a youth center. Grant was a civic booster, a community activist, and an arm twister. He was founder and president of the Newport Harbor Youth Center. He also helped create the city's Community Youth Center, which was later named in his honor. And that's this building behind us. He became the first president for Friends of Oasis in 1977 and served a second term in 1982. And he also served on the selection committee that picked the campus site for UC Irvine and volunteered as a member of UCI's Friends of the Library. He served as a director of the Newport Beach Chamber of Commerce and was president and lifetime director of the Corona del Mar Chamber of Commerce. And then he was recognized as Citizen of the Year for Corona del Mar, Person of Achievement for Newport Beach, and was named Orange Coast College Citizen of the Year in 1979. So he was a man of tremendous dedication to the city, and he was equally devoted to youth and to older citizens. And his efforts were tremendous in this town. It made a big difference, and that's why this park is named after Grant Howald. So the park, as I mentioned, was developed, quote unquote, in 1954. I'm not sure what developed was back then for 3.1 acres. But nonetheless, if Grant hadn't come along, I suspect this area would have been subdivided and would have been more houses. But as we know, this is a better outcome, much better outcome, especially today. And this site is well deserving of reinvesting, which we've done, I think, through a collaboration of citizens, certainly all the residents of Corona del Mar, and any other voices that wanted to be heard about how we reimagine this park so it would serve more people and be an even better place for recreation and relaxation. And the park was conveyed from the Irvine Company to the city in 1972. And the youth center, as it stands today, was built in 1988 and renovated in 2008. So now, after lots of planning, we've got a $6.3 million reinvestment in the park and community. So the project's improvements include complete rebuild of the playground, improving accessibility and play structures, synthetic multi-purpose sports field allowing for year-round play, a shaded teaming area, updated park restrooms, the beautification of Fifth Avenue frontage with new fencing, landscaping, and removal of utility poles. Added sidewalk along Fifth Avenue for safe access to the park, and improved connectivity of walkways and secure lighting throughout. Redesign of the existing parking lot, new LED sports lighting with significant monthly utility savings and reduction of glare to homes. and landscape improvements, including 45 trees, 968 shrubs, ground cover plants, and 16,527 square feet exactly of sod, and added water-wise gardens on 5th and Goldenrod. And it took 9 months to complete the project. It kind of seems like last week that we were here 9 months ago about to do the groundbreaking with our city council members. And probably many of you folks were there as well. So before I end, I would just like to say that great cities provide great parks for the well-being of their residents and visitors. It takes time, effort, and treasure to create and maintain our park system. As you know, if you watch City Council, there's lots of discussion. We get lots of input on the budget, where we allocate our resources. But I will tell you that this city and this council is dedicated to also providing this town, this exceptional city we live in, with an exceptional park system, and is dedicated to maintaining it for future generations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor Avery. That phone call may have been Walt Howald, so you might want to check that. He wants to make sure everything's going as planned, so he's that way. So I'd make sure that you didn't miss his call. Okay, so at this time, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium Councilmember Joy Brenner.
Let me lower this down to a reasonable height here. Good morning, everyone. It's lovely to see everyone here today, and I get to speak a little bit because this is my district. My council district is District 6, and this has also been sort of the hub of the community ever since I've been here. We came here in 1961, and what I wanted to really emphasize is the importance of community involvement. This is the 4th ceremony that I've been part of here. I was part of the initial groundbreaking for the CYC with Grant and Inez Howald. We have pictures of that. We then did the ribbon cutting for the new CYC. Then we did the groundbreaking for this improvement, and now here we are at the ribbon cutting today. And it wouldn't be possible without Michelle LeBron. Michelle LeBron is a community member who looked at this, and we've all been having our kids play here for years and look at it and maybe didn't notice that it really was going downhill and that it needed improvement. Well, Michelle, who was here with her young children, looked at it and said, there's some things that need to be fixed here. And she, as I experienced, could not see the little kids from the big kids playground and knew that that line of sight needed to be improved along with a lot of other things. The interesting thing about Newport Beach is Michelle started a petition, but when Sean Levin at the City Parks Department heard that there was a petition, he said, why didn't you just come and talk to me? Because our city staff is so responsive to the community. They really do try to do everything that they can possibly do for us, and our council is very responsive to the community. So when there's something that you see that needs repair or that needs improvement, it's really important that you contact one of us or that you contact someone at city staff and say, you know, maybe you didn't notice, but this area really is kind of going downhill. So could you come and talk to us about it? Our city staff goes out all the time. Half the time, I think they spend more time out talking to the community than they do in their offices. So, but we appreciate that, and we on the council especially appreciate that, because for them to interact with you and find out what you really want makes our job so much easier. So we are thrilled to be here today, and are you going to hear from Michelle at some point? Does Michelle get to come up and say something? Because I would like to introduce her. Michelle, where are you? Come say hi to everyone.
I have stage fright, but I just wanted to say I really appreciate everyone, this Parks and Recreation, Walt, Joy, who came behind and helped with creating this amazing park. I have 3 young kids, and we were here 6 days a week, and I just saw so many things that needed to be changed and improved. And so it takes really a village, like I said, to make change happen. And I just kind of lit the match, and everyone, you know, it ignited the fire that was already there. So I'm just so thrilled.
Thank you so much.
And the doctor, like I said, the doctor ordered outside right after COVID. So now we have this amazing park for our children.
Thank you, Michelle.
Perfect time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Brenner and Michelle. I would like to recognize some other individuals that are here today. As Michelle explained, it takes a village to get these types of projects done. So first off, I want to introduce and thank our Parks, Beaches, and Recreation Commission, our Chair, Heather Ignaton, our Vice Chair, Diane DeRudy, Hassan Archer, David Granoff, Laird Hayes, Walt Howald, and Kate Maloof. And I know I shared with you earlier how fun this project has been, but I have to say the energy that the commission had really made this a whole lot of fun. And so I can't thank them enough for all of their support and involvement, attending the community meetings, and really helping us shape how this park turned out today. So. And then also, you already got to meet Michelle, but Michelle, thank you so much for your work. And really giving us the push that we needed to get this thing started. So we're so thankful to you and all of your efforts. I also want to thank all of the youth sports groups that we work with. We've got a very active sport community, and we talk a lot about how best to meet our sports needs here. And we put in a synthetic turf park over at Bonita Creek Park, and it's just been short of miraculous for us in making sure that we're meeting the needs of all the kids in the community that want to play. And we knew we needed to repeat that somewhere, and this was the perfect park to do that. So I want to thank them for all of their involvement over the years in all of other sport parks that we've developed. And then to all the community members as well, we did a lot of scoping meetings where we met with the public and just sat down and talked about how we could make changes. And it's that involvement that has helped us be so successful. And I think once we cut the ribbon, you're going to see how all of that has come together when the kids start to take over the playground. So thank you to everybody that was involved in that process. Also, when we have projects like this, it involves every city department, and we couldn't do it without all of our colleagues. Some of them are here today, and then I wanted to introduce them from our city management team. Our city manager is Grace Leung. Thank you, Grace. Our finance director, Scott Catlett. Thank you, Scott. City clerk, Leilani Brown. Representing the city attorney's office, Yolanda Summerhill. Yolanda, thank you. And then also our assistant city manager, Ms. Carol Jacobs. And then I see Paul Blank over there too, our harbor director. Paul, thank you. And then the project team. So this is really where all the work begins, and I just love our Public Works Department. They build incredible spaces for us, and I can't thank this team enough under the direction of Dave Webb, our Public Works Director. Where's Dave? Tom Sandifer, Catherine Cho. Where's Catherine? Where are you? So, special shout out to Catherine. She has been the project manager on this project and has done an incredible job. Catherine, you have so much to be proud of. Thank you. We're so happy that you led the charge on this. Catherine's got kids herself, so to have her be in part of this project, I think really made all the difference. So thank you so much for all your work. And then our inspection team, they kept things moving and making sure that the contractor was doing everything they were supposed to be doing. Robert Silva and Keel Wilcox, gentlemen, thank you. And then our landscape manager, Kevin Picard. Did Kevin make it? Kevin, thank you. This gentleman is in charge of keeping everything green in all of our parks, and he loves trees and plants and made sure that we did it right here at Grant Howald Park. So Kevin, very, very nice job. Thank you. And then also I want to thank some of the staff from the Recreation and Senior Services Department, Sean Levin, Justin Schmillen, and Jonathan Harmon. These gentlemen know our parks and facilities like the back of their hand. They know what it takes to do projects like this right. They're the ones that work so closely with the community in making sure that we put their vision down on paper and implement it, so when we do ribbon cuttings, we know instantly that we got it right. So gentlemen, thanks for being the ultimate professionals. And then our project architect, RJM Design Group, Larry Ryan, Craig Sessenbach, and Tamara McClory. I think they were over here. Where'd they go? There they are in the back. Just a pleasure to work with you. Your attention to detail is in line with everything that we do here in Newport Beach. So we thank you for all of your work leading up to today. And then also, I see Steve Hunt in the back there, landscape structures, playground equipment. Steve helped us design this playground, and I think it just came out perfect. We wanted an epic playground, and we got one. So, Steve, thank you. So with that, I would like to introduce Heather Ignaton, our Parks, Beaches, and Recreation Chair, to share some comments with you. Thanks, Heather.
Thank you, Laura. On behalf of the Commission, I wanted to say a big thank you to all the people involved in this project. They've done an incredible job and poured their heart and soul into every detail, from the hand-painted tiles of the sea creatures that actually live in our bay, to the epic slide connecting the two play areas. This park has truly been reimagined with so many wonderful new touches while still retaining the qualities that have made it special all these years. We can't wait for our families, children, and residents of all ages to enjoy it. Thank you.
Okay, so before we do the ribbon cutting, I just wanted to share with you, Howald is completing his 8th year on the Parks, Beaches, and Recreation Commission, and we have a tradition when commissioners complete their term, we plant a tree in their honor. And so we planted an oak tree for Walt over at the tennis court parking lot. It's right behind the Grant Held Park monument sign. So if you have some time today, walk down there and check that out. Walt is a very busy guy, and the fish were calling, and so he had to go. And he was all excited about the tree. We brought him over here and showed him. And the first thing that he's going to do when he gets back is he's going to bring all of his grandchildren over here to play on the playground. So I can't thank Walt enough for all of his involvement, his family's involvement. Early on in my career, I worked at the Oasis Senior Center, and I had the opportunity to work with Grant and Inez. And at that time, they were focusing their efforts on our senior community and did incredible things over at the Oasis as well. So I can say firsthand, just watching them and their involvement, the pride that they have in this community, that they are very proud looking down on us right now, and that we're continuing the storyline of Grant Held Park. So thank you to them as well. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to ask that our council members come forward, our Parks, Beaches, and Recreation Commissioners come forward, and also Michelle LeBron. If they can come forward, we're going to do some ceremonial things here. We're going to cut the ribbon, take some pictures here at the ribbon first, and then we're going to move back up to the top playground and take some pictures up there, unveiling the plaque.
Hello, Terry.